Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You are all welcome to today's program, Lean on Me with Passion TV. Anywhere you're watching today, I said you are welcome. Without wasting much of our time, we need to go straight to the business. You can see today we're talking about divorce. Someone will like, hey, Mr. Eburuaja is talking about divorce and he just married yesterday. No, I know it has nothing to do with if you just got married or no. Hey, Amechi Paul. It happens that he is our guest today, and we don't want to waste our time. I don't want to waste time. Let me go ahead and welcome the teacher of all teachers. I know when some people, especially Amechi Paul, sees Reverend, like, Reverend, yes. So you're welcome. Please, if you have not shared this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please do it. Share it, invite your friends, your relatives, your brothers, sisters, mommies. Please tell them about Lean on Me with Passion TV. And I don't want to waste our time. Let me welcome our own brother. Our own brother is no other person than the best teacher in the world. Today, a Reverend Solomon Eburuaja. How are you?
I'm fine. Happy Sunday. I greet you all.
Yes.
Happy Sunday to everyone. I hope some of us went to church today. But today is the day which we Christians go to church, offer our prayers, and also worship God. So it's all over the world. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Like our mommy rightly said, some people may be surprised to see this topic and saying that it is Eburuaja Solomon that is anchoring it. He just got married. Why is he talking about divorce? Divorce, treating this topic has nothing to do with whether you just got married, whether you are married, or whether you are still single. It's a kind of a topic that is very, very sensitive and important. It helps to educate at least our younger ones and our would-be, couple who, intend to marry soonest or in the nearest future. So that's why we are treating the topic today, divorce. And another reason for treating this topic is because when we look at our society today, the rate of divorce in our society is so alarming. Because sometimes I do ask myself, does it mean that these two people who came together as a husband and a wife did not have a good plans for themselves before engaging into a marriage of a thing? You see? And it's a very, very, a kind of a disturbing thing now in our society. Especially, you see that divorce in the Western world, you see it in the developed countries, even underdeveloped countries. You see that amongst our youth, nowadays. So we are trying to find out, and we have found out the cause of those problems, what causes divorce, and the possible step which I believe, if applied, will help in cushioning the rate of divorce in our society. Because, as a matter of importance, that is not how God made it to be. God did not create man and woman after coming together as husband and wife to divorce thereafter. It's a kind of a lifetime thing. And once you're married, but there are some or a lot of things that lead to divorce, which I'm going to look into and see what we can do, some advice or encouragements to offer, especially in this very platform, and then on me with Passion TV. It will help us to to help address that very issue and to cushion that very issue that has to do with divorce. So some people may be asking, is he still, amateur in marriage? A marriage has nothing to do with, or discussing this has nothing to do with how long you have been in marriage. Yeah. Marriage is a kind of institution that nobody graduates from. Yeah. Remember, I will still talk about what divorce is all about, but I'm trying to hint on some areas to clear our doubts, to help us to not to at least say, Solomon, what are you talking about? So marriage is a kind of institution. It's the only institution in the world where that day you will be given your certificate, but you have not graduated. That is marriage. That day, whether you did a court marriage or church marriage, that day you'll be issued a certificate. You will sign, the young man will sign, your people will sign. That is as a witness. And you'll be what? Given the certificate. But you have not graduated. I've never seen any man or woman who comes out to tell the world that he or she has graduated from marriage. You don't graduate from marriage. It's a continual learning, continual education. You don't graduate from that very institution until nature calls. That is the truth of the matter. Yeah. So that is why the certificate is issued on that day. And the reason why the certificate is issued on that marriage day is for you to keep on learning. For the fact that you have been in a relationship for a decade does not mean that you have learned that very girl or that very man very well. Yeah, human life is very controversial. You don't understand human life, Yeah. There is a man, a pastor anyway, he once said that the wife, when he got married to his wife, the wife asked him, darling, what are those things I will do to you and you will become angry that will cause conflict in our marriage? The man did not give her a specific answer. The only thing the man told the wife was, anything you do to me and I'll shout like a dog, you know that thing has pained me. Don't do that again. So you see that it has to do with if the same applies to a woman. You asking your wife or your spouse, darling, what are those things that when I do those things to you, you become mad at me? A good answer to that is anything you do to me and I become angry, you know that I don't like it. You stop it. Because you listen those things like I don't like you scolding me, I don't like you, keeping quiet when we are talking, I don't like, we are a kind of a passive environment, I don't like this, I don't like that. When you, enumerate all these things, there is a one you are missing, which if the man do that to you, you will pick offense. So the right answer is, darling, the truth of the matter is anything you do to me and you see my face change, it then means that I'm not happy with you, because of that thing you did. So you see that marriage is a continual education where you continue to learn and learn and learn. I've seen people who have been in marriage for 35 years, but when you ask the man, do you know your wife? Do you know her all? He will tell you, I don't know her all, because sometimes Sometimes when you think that you have understood her, is the time you know that you have not understand her. And that is the truth. You don't understand human being. Human being is unpredictable. That is the truth of the matter. So let us go to what we have today. Those of you that are married and those of you that are yet to marry, especially those of you that are yet to marry, the bachelors and the spinsters, I'm not trying to threaten your emotions. I'm not trying to cause you fear. You don't need to be afraid. The only thing is, you see, when you become afraid of getting married, that means you not have your own family. That is the truth of the matter. So the only thing you need to do is, I'm not trying to put fear in you, but I'm trying to educate you what you will do, so that you will not cry had I known later. And these are the things I'm going to mention here. And if you have any question, you can put it on the screen there. Then we will answer that question. Okay? That is why we always, converse for this, invite people, share, tell people about this very platform. You start to gain a lot from here. You start to gain a lot from here. So, what is divorce? A divorce is a legal dissolution of marriage. According to a dictionary, it's a legal dissolution of what? Marriage. It's a simple term. I don't want to go deep into explaining divorce and divorce. We all know what divorce means. Like sometimes when you hear, I'm divorced, we have divorced. It simply means that they are no longer together as husband and wife. They are separated. Okay? And I'm going to define this. There's a difference between separation and divorce. Yeah, separation and a divorce. I want to say this. When a woman asks the court to, fights for a separation from the marriage, when a woman fights for a separation from a marriage, it means that she needs some time to think about herself, to think about her life. But that does not mean that she has backed off from the marriage. That is separation. When a man, asks for a separation in a marriage, maybe in the law court, it means that he needs some time to think about his life. Maybe he now realized that, maybe I'm wasting my time in this marriage. Let me think if it will work out. If it will not work out, then I'll fight for divorce. So I want to explain that very time. Divorce and separation, especially in a law court. Then when a woman fights for a divorce, it means total dissolution. That means they are not, ready. They're not even thinking of coming back again as husband and the wife. Yes, that is what we call divorce. Okay? Now, why this topic today? Why this topic today is some issues we are going to look into, and which affects marriages today, and which I want us to think about it, deliberate on it, and which I want to tell us to help us. Yeah, especially even if you are married, maybe you have been married for 10 years or for more than a decade, but there are some areas you are still, falling short. You need to, fix yourself in those areas to avoid divorce. And maybe you are maybe planning to get married. You help yourself. So, what are the possible causes of divorce in marriage? The possible causes of divorce in marriage. Number one, I will be listing them one by one. One by one is lack of commitment. Yeah, lack of commitment. This very word, lack of commitment, causes a lot of problem, raises a lot of dust in marriage, causes a lot of conflict and disagreements in marriage. Lack of commitment. It could be from the man, it could be from the woman. But from our analysis, we discover that the lack of commitment from the side of the man is 55 to 60%, while from the woman is 40% lack of commitment. Now you see that the problem there is is from the two parties, the man and the woman. Today, we are not going to apportion blame to any gender, whether it is from the woman or it is from the man. We have individual differences. So we are going to balance it. Sometimes when you say it is from the woman, when you dig deep into that, you discover that the problem is from the man. And what do we mean by commitment? Commitment is, giving your total self in that marriage. One, sacrificing everything, making sure that that marriage is always on. Okay, always active, not passive. Active, not passive. Making sure that that marriage, especially the wife, is if not if because I don't believe that a wife will be 100% happy in a marriage. It is impossible. But let it be just 80 to 85% happiness that she is getting from that marriage, while the man also gain 80 to 85 what percent happiness, because there is no marriage in this life that has 100% happiness in it. Anybody that tells you that, it is a total lie. There's nothing like that in the world. Yeah, that is the truth of the matter. So the lack of commitment could be as a result of the man not taking responsibilities of what he or she is supposed to do in that marriage to make sure that that marriage survives. That is lack of commitment. Lack of commitment. Maybe the man is not, playing his role as the husband, as the head of the family, leaving everything for the woman to cater for. The woman will be the one to pay for the house rent. She'll be the one to pay for the electricity bill, pay for water, pay for gas, pay for the school fees. Sew clothes for the children. Keep herself awake in the night or stays awake in the night, making sure that those children are taken good care of, providing food, providing this, providing that. Then the man now becomes an OS member in that very marriage. At a time, the woman will be fed up, because human being is human being. Because in a marriage whereby it is only one person that is, providing in that marriage, that affects the marriage. No matter how they pretend, it affects the marriage. Yeah, that is why in a marriage, once you are married and you call your wife, you share the duties, but the duties should be at least 70-75% to 30 to 25%. The man needs to take up to 70% of the responsibilities. The woman taking care of 30%. Because when we view it from the biblical aspect of it, the Bible did not say that the woman is the head of the family, nor that the man will be a helper to the woman. But the Bible says that the man will be the helper of the what? Of the woman will be the helper of the man. She will be a helper, just a helper. So that implies that it is not the sole responsibility of that woman to take 100% responsibility of the family issues. 70% of that should go, to the man. Why 20-30 should go to the woman, so that the marriage will be balanced. Okay? Because in a marriage whereby, like I said, one person is providing, it weighs that very family down. That family does not grow. Yeah. Even if they grow numerically, if they grow materially, they don't grow, and there is no joy in that. There is no joy in that marriage. Remember, when that happens, that woman will be complaining. And when you see a woman complains in a marriage, it means that she is no longer, enjoying that marriage. Okay? And there are two things that are involved in a marriage: endurance and enjoyment. Endurance and enjoyment. These two words that start with E. You endure to enjoy. Okay? Now, but in the case whereby the man is at the receiving end, the beneficiary, the man is the beneficiary, the woman is the donor, it becomes a problem. In a situation whereby the woman is the beneficiary and the man is the donor, it becomes a problem. So the lack of commitment there, lack of taking care of that woman. You don't take care of your woman. You don't know how much a cloth is sold in the market. You don't take care of personal needs. Despite the fact that she's a working class lady, at least sometimes you need to surprise her. Go to the boutique, get her those sexy clothes, those beautiful clothes, surprise her. She has the money to get those things for herself. But as a man, it is your duty to make sure that you clothe that woman. Although she has the money, but it is your duty to make sure you clothe her. Go to the market, buy her those clothes you know that she likes. At least you give it to her. She will now know that at least you care. But whereby from January to December, maybe for the past 5 years, 6, 10 years in your marriage, you have never gone to the market to buy something for your woman. That woman will be feeling very, 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 very bad. It is very, very wrong. And sometimes when you ask some men who are carefree, who live carefree life, they will tell you that my wife is a working class lady. She can take care of herself. Oh yeah, we are not disputing that fact. But at least you need to do the right thing. The right thing is making sure that you clothe that woman. Women or women do not play with clothes. They love dressing, and that is their nature. You cannot take it away from them. It is they love looking good. They like looking good. They love it a lot. Okay, so that is why you need to do this. And again, sometimes even if maybe you don't have a kind of a job that pays well as a man, maybe your wife's salary is 100,000 naira and your own salary is 40,000 naira. Now you depend on your wife's salary to make sure that you squander the money and you keep your own. You are cheating that woman. You are cheating her. There should be an agreement between the two. Okay, honey, you are receiving 100,000 naira in a month. I am getting 40,000 naira because of the nature of things. Please look at how we'll do it. I'll be saving 10,000 naira from my account or 20,000 naira from my own money. I need to, play my role as a man in this family. Please, for now, okay, be bringing 20. Let us be managing. Instead, be saving the rest. But if it is a woman that is very responsible, she can, decide to sacrifice 50% of her salary. Honey, now I see you are not getting much. Your salary is 40,000, while my own is 100,000. Okay, bring 10,000 naira, I will bring 60,000. I'll be saving 50,000 naira for myself. You need to also be saving 30,000 naira for yourself. You see, it now help the two to be going together peacefully. But in a case whereby the wife is getting 100,000 and the husband is getting 40,000, and the wife doesn't want to help the husband, she depends on the 40,000 naira, the little money the husband gets as a salary in a month, it affects the marriage. That is the problem. That is one of the issues we have. And that is one of the causes of divorce in a marriage. And that is what we call lack of commitment. Lack of commitment. Leaving everything for a particular person to take care of it in your marriage is what we call lack of what? Commitments. Yeah. Attention is also included. You don't give your wife attention. You don't give her attention. Every day you are a workaholic. You work from morning till night, from Monday to Saturday. You don't, squeeze out time for you and your spouse to discuss some family issues, at least to play some romantic, play. You always. It causes problem in a marriage. In a marriage. And that is why you need to understand your spouse. Okay? That is the number one, lack of commitment in a marriage, which I have explained to an extent for us to understand some of the causes of divorce in marriage. Then, number two is infidelity. 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 Sometimes when you trace it, infidelity, result from two angles. One, lack of care, lack of attention from either the husband or the wife. Now, you know, infidelity will then come in. Again, it is from the lineage, either from the husband's side or from the wife's what side. Infidelity. And that is why when you want to get married, you need to ask some questions. You need to do some, background checkup of that very man you want to marry, of that very girl you want to marry. The truth is this: if the man's family has a history of living infidel life, there is every 100% tendency that that man will also cheat in that marriage. Yes, he will cheat. He can never, because a snake always gives birth to a snake. That is what I'm trying to say. So if the father or the forefathers lived an infidel life, an irresponsible life, they are not faithful in their marriage, they always cheat on the husband, on the wife, they are married but they have children outside. There is every tendency that your husband will also have children outside without your knowledge. Okay? So that is why you need to do some background checkup, okay, to find out. Now, again, it's from the woman. If maybe there was any point in time the mother lived a kind of wayward life, or it is in their family history that the women there live infidel life. They are not responsible in marriage. They are not faithful to their husband. There is every tendency that your wife will also cheat on you in your marriage. She can never run away from that. It is part of them. So that is why if you want to get married, you check these things. And once cheating, this word cheating, comes in a marriage, it shatters a marriage. Because I believe no man will tolerate or will like seeing his wife with another man. No woman would like to see her husband with another woman. It pains a lot. It pains a lot. Sometimes the woman may lose it and kill the man. Sometimes the man may not contend that and he will turn around to kill the woman. So these are the causes of what? Divorce, infidelity. So you check yourself very, very well. These are the things. So in order to avoid saying that I divorced my wife because she cheated on me, I caught her with another man. You better do some background check before getting married to that girl. Or maybe I caught my husband with another woman. You better do some background check before engaging yourself in that very marriage. Okay? Yeah. That is the number 2. Now, number 3 there is abuses. You abuse your woman. You abuse your man. Abuses, I will break it down. Assaulting the woman, a kind of battering, beating up the woman all the time. The woman becomes your punching bag. Any little provocation, you start hitting that woman, forgetting that she's a woman. Her system and your system are not the same. Every little thing, you use her as your football. At a time, the girl or the woman may decide to, stay off from the marriage, go to the courts and file for what? For a divorce. That I'm no longer interested in this marriage. He beats me all the time. He abuses my rights. For the fact that the Bible says that a woman is under a man does not mean that the man should be violating the rights of that woman in a marriage or marginalizing that woman's interest in a marriage. As a matter of fact, in marriage, there are two leaders in marriage, because if you leave it for one person, it will weigh the person down. So sometimes I do wonder why some men will be trying to lord it over their woman. I am the man of the house. It is what I said that he would do, without considering that woman's opinion in a marriage. Okay? And when that woman reacts, you start beating her up. It is not good. And maybe when the man talks, you slap the man. There are some women who are fond of slapping their husband. Every little thing, pam, you slap the husband. Every little thing, you reason, you slap the husband, and the man will be enjoying it. At the time, he may decide to fight for divorce, that he is no longer interested in that very marriage, and you will not blame him. And the woman may decide to fight for divorce because of the way the man is maltreating her. You will not blame her, okay? Because nobody will see darkness and decide to enter the darkness. Nobody will see where death is coming and decide to
Sorry about that. I think he mistakenly cut himself off. Yes, this is a very, very sensitive topic. That's why you can see I wasn't interrupting. I have my questions, but I am just listening, or I was listening so carefully, so attentively to him. Because, by God's grace, I happens to be the daughter of a pastor. And with the things going on around the world, we all see that divorce is on the rising. You see sweet couples today, tomorrow, they are no more. Even some people have it at the back of their minds before getting married that if we try and they didn't work, we divorce. So when he brought this topic, I have treated divorce before, but when he brought it up, I say, yes, let's do it. But this time around, I won't be the speaker. Yes, Reverend Eburuaja Solomon should be the speaker, because his view about divorce might be different from my view about divorce. And that was why I was listening so attentively to him while he was speaking. I encourage, instead of you to be in marriage and someone is not treating you right, I support that. Hey, find your way, make yourself happy, like he said. Happiness in marriage is all you need, like he said. But I will keep listening to him. As he was speaking, I was writing, and I will continue writing. It doesn't matter how long you have been in marriage or in a relationship. Please, let's listen to this young guy talking about divorce. You will learn. And
all right. Thank you so.
yeah, excuse me, you have a question. There is a question on the
Okay.
screen for you.
Okay. Let me answer that question from Mr. Paul Amechi. What is the difference between a divorce and annulments? When you go to court, when you hear that this case has been annulled, it means it has been cancelled. It has been done away with. So divorce and annulments are the same, though they are similar, but they mean the same. The same context. Okay, they mean the same context. So when you go to court and hear that this marriage has been annulled, it means it has been cancelled legally. It has a legal backup that this marriage will no longer hold again. That these two can never and can never, even in the nearest future, uh, be together again. Okay? Yeah, it has been declared void. It means nothing ever, brought them together. Maybe that they didn't meet. So that is what we meant by annulment. Okay,
You
go
know,
ahead.
yes, when you were pointing the the elements of marriage, you are talking about endurance, enjoy. You are there to endure, then enjoy, then commitment. What the
Yeah,
things that can lead to divorces, commitment, abuses, infidelity, and all the ones you are yet to mention. My question is, what if neither of the parties is doing, is abusing each other, or their husband is being unfaithful in the marriage or not committed in the marriage? Do you think that, do you think if loss of passion or love in the marriage can lead to one of the partners to say, you know what, I don't think I love you, or maybe I love you, but I am no more in love with you. They are not doing all this. No one, they are not abusing themselves. No one is cheating. But do you think that loss of interest in marriage can lead to divorce? That is my question.
yeah, yeah. It can lead to divorce. That word, loss of interest. That means you're no longer interested in your partner. There is nothing on earth that he or she will do to you that you will find pleasant. Okay? Yes, it can lead to divorce because when both of you no longer have this kind of, we call it emotional attachment or agreement, it can lead to divorce. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
At what point, at what point can that happen, if loss of interest could lead to divorce? At what point is it that maybe some things has been happening, that they have been having issues, and those issues are not being taken care of, or maybe someone is maxing those issues? I'm just asking, I don't know anything, I'm just the presenter, but I am just asking based on what
Okay.
you said. Okay. Do you think that all the things has been happening, but maybe they are not dialoguing about it, they are not discussing about it, or maybe one of the parties will want to bring it to the notice of the other one, but the other one will just brush it off like it's not important. Anyway, I'm sorry, let's just forget about it. So do you think that maybe a pile up of other issues must have contributed to a point that someone like, you know what, this person doesn't listen to me, he doesn't want to talk about this, and he doesn't want to do that. You just lost interest. And the second part of my question is, I know that most of us here, we are adults, but for the interest of the children who might be watching this later, I will just code it. Or do you think that some people use um I'm looking for love making to cover up hurts, to cover up some, like, or to settle matters, maybe when they have issues, instead of sitting down to talk about it, they just use love making to cover it up. I want to really know, at what point will two people who love each other, who couldn't stay with each other, will just decide one day and say, you know what, I think I need a divorce. Please help us out.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that question. The number one question, I will answer that question. Is very straight. Approaching this issue, has to, be approached, wisely, because what we are doing here is to feed the posterity, the future, at least our younger ones. This is some untreated issues, some unattended issues in marriages that have been there and that are piled up so much that sometimes when the woman brings up that issue, the man becomes careless concerning that very issue. And maybe that woman may see that or those issues as sensitive, as important in that marriage. Or the man may see those issues as sensitive, as important in that marriage. But either the wife, shows no concern, and the husband shows no concern. At the time, see, in marriage, there's something I want to say. No matter that there is this kind of philosophical view that a woman is an emotional being, while a man is a logical being. A man is also an emotional being. Sometimes that may kill that person's emotional interest in that marriage. This person may say, I have seen that this person we don't share the same dream anymore. Are you getting it? We don't share the same dream anymore. We don't share a kind of aspiration anymore. And where I'm going at is not where this person is going at. I don't think I can continue with this marriage. I want to fight for what? A divorce. I want to have a peace of mind. I don't want to be hurting myself all the time. It causes divorce in a marriage. But it is rare. Sometimes they endure it. That is why, and that is when you will see couples who live in the same home, sleep on the same bed, but they are not married. They are married, but they are not unmarried couples. Look at how I put it. Unmarried couples. They are married, though, but they are no longer together. They may laugh. They may pretend. When a visitor comes, they pretend. This one may call this one honey, darling, but emotionally, they are no longer connected. Are you getting it? This person will be enduring. This person will. But if maybe the woman doesn't want to pretend anymore, maybe he wants the world to know what she's passing through in that marriage, she can, decide to, back off from that marriage and say, I'm no longer interested. The same is applicable to the man. Are you getting it? Now, coming to the side of, using love making to cover up some issues in marriage. That is I call it couples business. But there are some things I do say. Even if you cover up that with love making, the issue is still there. The issue is still there. It is still unattended. It is still waiting for you. I'm not ruling it out that maybe sometimes when the tension is high, that the partners may make up together to heal some kind of emotional tension in them. But after that, they should also go and make sure that they take care of those things they are seen as a challenge in their marriage. Because a little thing can disintegrate a marriage, can make marriage to fall apart. So I don't know whether I answered your question. Yeah, I don't know whether I answered your question.
I will keep that. Remember, I'm just the host. I'm only asking
Okay,
questions.
okay.
I don't know
All right.
anything. Okay.
Okay.
I
All
have
right.
some questions coming in for you. Yeah, deal with the one on the screen. I have others coming for you.
Okay. What is it called when you are married but separated? Let me tell you a story of a court case between couple. The husband lacked this responsibility in a marriage. The wife is hustling to make sure that she takes care of everything. What the husband cares about is love making. Love making, that is what he cares about. But the wife doesn't see that as the primary thing in a marriage because she has children to take care of. She has some bills to take care of. So, and this man, sees lovemaking as one of the priorities in that marriage. That is the chiefest one. But the woman is telling him, honey, I, I'm not going to deny you your rights, but I have some issues to attend to. Our children's school fees will be paid. Our house rent will soon expire, and I don't want to be disgraced outside. If at the time the landlords of the former house, threw them out because the man couldn't pay for the house, and the woman now got a room somewhere. She's the one taking care of the children. She's the one taking care of every bill. But the woman cares about the woman, the woman's body. At the time, and sometimes when the woman refuses because of some kind of emotional trauma she's getting from suffering, whereas she has a man in the house who is not even sick, who is hale and hearty, she had to approach the court. And the man was beating her. So the woman had to approach the court and told the chief magistrate that she still loves the husband, though, that she's not ready to divorce, but she needs a kind of break. That is what we mean by separation. She needs some break to think about her life. You see, to think about her life. And, in this separation now, she will still answer Mrs. So person. That name should still be the husband's name. But she may decide to stay far from the husband for her to think about her life. That is what we call separation. She's married, though. She has the man's children. She's still, answering the man's name, but she needs some time for herself to think about her life, at least to work on herself, because she has suffered a lot. And the chief magistrate did not waste time. When she asked the woman, do you need a divorce? She said, no, I only need separation. Let her stay on his own. Let me stay on my own. Let him be thinking and also work on himself. Let him, bounce back as a man. Let him work on himself as a man. And let me work on myself as a woman. I'm suffering a lot. And when I see changes in him, then we can also approach the court to make an amendment to that very verdict. And the chief magistrate didn't waste time. She did what she knows how to do best. The marriage was separated. Are you getting it? Now, in marriage separation, the chief magistrate also told the man that he will also be contributing to the upkeep of those children. That he shouldn't leave it for the woman alone. Are you getting it? As a matter of fact, he should be the one providing 70% of the resources those children need, even to the wife. Then the wife will help. So this is separation. But in divorce, I don't have any business with you anymore. I can take my child. This and that. They are divorced and they are divorced. The woman may leave the children for the man and they remarry. But in separation, it has never been stated that they are divorced. They are just separated. The woman doesn't have that legal right to go and remarry. The man has no legal right to go and remarry, especially if it is a court marriage. Yes. Yeah, that is Mr. Amechi's question. Comparing past generation with the present one globally, what are the things missing in marriage now to the point of leading to high rates of this thing? Yes, I want to talk about that, comparing the past generations. You see, in those days, man take care of the woman. As a matter of fact, women, 70% of women in those days were housewives. Housewives. Now, the man was the one taking care of their women. But now, it has turned around, though. The men are now house husband, while the women are now the ones hustling to take care of. Yeah, I'm saying it. Yes.
The men are now Obiageri, not house husband. Obiageri.
Obageri account. Yes, yes. The men are Obageri, whereas the women are now the ones hustling. I will tell you the truth. I'm a man. I'm a man. It's a society whereby it is only 30% of the men that are hustling to take care of their home. 70% are at home, and their wives are taking care of them. What do you expect us to say? So it is virtually almost 70% of the men are at home. It is just few, 30% that are on the field, struggling to take care of the marriage. So these are the things. And again, family upbringing. Family upbringing in those days are different from family upbringing now. These are the things. Okay, family upbringing. The way you train your child determines how good his or her marriage will be. Family upbringing also contribute to that, whereby the mother will teach the daughter the do's and the don'ts in life, in marriage. But now the mother, they don't care about those things again. They care about I'm a career woman, I'm this and that, and you leaving your daughter. Oh God, these are the things we are seeing in this generation that are causing a lot of problems. Okay, yeah, these things cause a lot of problems. Again, it's too much expectation from the man. Too much expectation from the man. You want to compare yourself with other women. Yeah, too much expectation. Don't you know that Chika's husband built this, bought a land in Banana Island, did this, you are here, you are just doing this. Why can't you do this? Why can't it breaks the man down. When you disturb that man so much that way, you don't compare your husband with another person. Everybody is created unique. Okay, too much expectation. Don't expect your husband to be giving you 1 million naira every month, whereas he's not even getting up to 100,000 naira in a month. You don't compare yourself with Chika, whose husband is giving 2 million naira every month as pocket money, but your husband is not giving you up to 20,000 naira. You want to compare yourself. Sometimes you push the man into doing evil. And when the man sees that he can't do those things, he will tell you, please, 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 and please go your way. Let me have peace of mind. Because men love peace of mind, though. Men love peace of mind. So these are the things that are really, affecting some marriages today. Again, even to the woman, okay, you expect so much from the woman. Don't you see how this woman is doing this, doing that? You don't compare your wife with another person. It causes a lot of problem. Okay, see, you cannot go above your strengths as a man. It's impossible. You cannot even go above your strength as a woman. God created everybody and gave everybody limitation. Some people will be at point 100, some will be at point 30. So you don't expect somebody God, destined to be at point 30 to be at point 100. That means you want him to die. A woman that God, created to be at point 30 to be at point 100. You want that woman to die. So too much expectation in a marriage, especially among our youth today. Are you getting it? Causes a lot of problem. It causes a lot of issues. And when you expect so much, you want this guy to be like this. Lies steps in. Lies. You see where a man will be telling lies. How long will he keep on telling those lies? Trying to cover up, pretending to be this, whereas you are not that. That is why if you're a man, you want to get married this time, tell that young girl, your status. Don't lie. Tell her your status. Oh yes. For if she agrees to stay with you, to go on with you, maybe that's so be it. If she doesn't, she can go away. She can look for somebody, somebody of her status. Tell her, nah, I'm a jobber man. I'm a job man. I weed the field. I weed this. This is my handwork. This is what I do for a living. Don't come and tell her that I work in a oil company. Whereas you work at a police station where they are paying you 15,000 naira, and she will see you as somebody who earns millions of naira. Tomorrow, when she comes in that marriage and she's no longer saying those things, and maybe you are borrowing money then to please her, you see, and once she comes in, when you deceive her into marrying you, you're no longer doing those things you are doing when people we are dating. It becomes a problem. It becomes a problem. So tell her, especially men are at fault in this very issue. Please tell that girl your status. Why and get her? Yes, tell her your status. Yes. Be truthful to yourself. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Oh my God. Thank you so much for those answers you gave to those questions. Um, Talking about being truthful before marriage. I will give you two scenarios or maybe just one. Let me see if I can give the two. I have a friend. The husband drives cab over here. Okay.
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
he wanted to marry, he traveled back home to marry. I'm just saying this for the interest of all the parents who expect a lot, either from their daughters in laws or from their sons in laws. So
Yeah.
when this man came back, hearing that he came from America, the father of the girl was like, "What do you do? Like, what what is his business or something?" The man
Yeah.
was like, "What does your daughter do?" You know, you are asking me
Yeah.
what. Now that shouldn't be the first question you should throw at
Yeah.
him. Because he's coming from America. What does your own daughter do?
Yeah.
Let's talk about what your daughter do. So the man was like, "No, I'm sorry. That was not what," he said. "No, that was exactly what you meant. You are coming from
Yeah.
America." He said, "I'm a cab driver. What does your own child do?" Period. And I love
Yeah.
that. "I'm a cab driver. What does your own child do?" And the father, find a way to get himself out of that mess. And there is this
Right.
other person. He had to lie to himself. The vehicle he used to the girl's place was borrowed. The clothing he wore was borrowed. He faked his profile because the father and the girl's mother, the family, they want someone of a high profile to marry their daughter. Oh, their neighbors' children, the men who married them came on vehicle. So why is it that it's only people who doesn't have vehicle, who has Legacy's Benz that comes for their daughter? So when people thought that that was what they wanted in the family, this guy had to lie to himself, fake his profile just to marry this girl. And after the marriage, I'm not telling you movie, fiction. No, not fiction.
Yeah.
I am telling you real life story. And after the marriage, oh, where is the? He went. I think the next day the next day after the wedding, he went to return the car. Return. He started returning everything. I'm serious. I'm
My
serious.
God.
He returned everything.
You
He said,
see.
"Now, this is me." I just want that he wanted to teach her and her parents that you don't expect so much from someone. Just let's talk about the heights
Yeah.
that the person come with. Okay, that is for the beginners. Then, what will you say in a marriage? Let's say maybe we are married for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. We are doing things together. I know your account, you know what is in my account, and we are doing everything together, and we are being supportive of each other. And this question I'm asking because it's happening right now. Okay. Now the woman saw that think that the business the husband started for her is booming, is doing very good. And maybe the man is kind of struggling, now. And I don't know how. I want to just make it just I'm looking for a way to make it a little bit palatable. So now the woman gained the upper hand in the home. Okay, because now she thinks that
Okay.
she's
Yeah.
the one who is making more, and the man who has invested all his salaries to
Resources.
make sure in case tomorrow the work doesn't go the way it is, we can fall back on this. But today, the woman now have upper hand, stop respecting the man, you know, she does anything she wants at home without consulting the husband. But previously the marriage was not so. Okay. This kind of person, I believe the man is watching us. This kind of person, instead of being unhappy in their marriage, regardless of how old the marriage is, will you advise this man that, okay, when all your investment that you hoped for to back on, in case things didn't go the way life, sometimes life is ups and down. Yeah. Now
Yeah.
that all those things are no more, will you what will you advise this man to still stay in the marriage bittered, or maybe get a divorce?
Okay. Thank you so much. This is a very sensitive issue,
Yeah.
and it requires wise approach and
Okay.
wise decision.
Okay.
You see, in this very issue, I will not advise the man to fight for a divorce. If he
Okay.
fights for a divorce, he will lose everything. He becomes a
Okay.
fool in that marriage. There are many ways to kill a rat. Okay, it is either by setting a trap for her, for the rat, or putting a mirror in a water that is in a basin. Now, the only thing the man will do in this issue now is to apply wisdom, take a kind of a decisive approach in order to make sure that he gets what he wants. He's a man. He doesn't need to fight for a divorce. Now that the wife, claims to be the boss woman in the family, claims to be the breadwinner of the family. The only thing he can do, if the question now is, does that man really want to stay in that marriage? If he has made up his mind to fight for a divorce, it means that that very business will also be divided into, because when you approach the courts and you tell your story, I believe it is in the power of the courts in that jurisdiction to decide on the best way to approach in this very matter. But I will not advise the man to fight for a divorce, but let him, approach this matter wisely. The only thing I can advise him as a spiritual man is he should hand over everything, pray, let him be prayerful, because the heart of a man belongs to God. The heart of a king or a man belongs to God. That's the only thing I can advise him to do. Because him, filing for a divorce, he will lose all. And that woman will not, become more proud that he has won the case, the matter. And he should at least um, consult some people, because there are some people who have experienced such a thing, and God was able to give them an escape route. Let him consult them and call the woman. The woman family should be called. The woman family should be involved this time. And let them talk to their daughter. Yes, let them talk to their daughter and talk to her, talk sense into her. Because let me tell you the truth, whatever that woman has is the man's own. No matter how the woman claims she's this, she's that. But let the man at least involve
Oh,
she,
natural.
yeah. Let that man call his in-law, the mother and the father or the brothers of that very woman. let them talk sense into her. Okay, I believe that issue will be treated amicably when the in-law is involved. When the in-law is involved, I will not advise him to go to court for this. No, let him involve his in-law. Perhaps they will help in addressing this issue. They will help in addressing this issue since they are not outsider. They are not ignorant of how the man invested everything. They have the knowledge. They are aware how this man suffered to make sure that that business, grows. He boosts that business. At the time, the woman, think that she's all and all. Let him, call the wife's family and reason with them. I believe there will be a good result at the end. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, I want to say something again. One of the problems of divorce is early marriage. Early marriage. Early marriage. This is for our younger ones. Early marriage. Some of them don't understand what marriage is all about. They don't understand that marriage involves commitments, involves involves mature mind. Marriage is for mature people. Marriage is not meant for an adolescent. Yeah, early marriage, causes divorce. For instance, a young man of 30 may see a young girl of 20 and decide to marry her, and both of them agree. And you know that this girl has never, associated herself with the youthful things. Okay? Yeah. That's what we call youth exuberance. She has never lived life. She has never met people. But because of, I don't know, because of how the man was able to entice her, he won her heart and went ahead and married her. You see, at a point in that marriage, that girl may be distracted by another man outside. And when she's now distracted, it causes a lot of problem. Because when she sees her age mates who are 28, they are still young, bubbling, and she sees herself suffering. See, because of this, maybe she's still suffering in that marriage. No good, care, no good food, no good clothes. The man married her at the time she became a hawker, hawking banana, hawking granuts on the streets. And when she sees her mate in school, see her mate doing this, achieving this and doing that, she will feel so bad. And don't be surprised, that girl will run away from that marriage. He will pack her things and run back to her parents' home. Tell her parent that she's no longer interested in that marriage. This is the early marriage. Early marriage from the side of the man is also a problem, especially this issue of the only son. The issue of an only son. My son is this is the only son, the apple of our eye, the apple of our eye. That let us marry a wife for him. Who knows what will happen tomorrow? Tomorrow is pregnant. He may die. So that we'll have it's not wise. It's a boy of 20 years. You go and get a girl for him. No, he doesn't understand anything marriage. He doesn't know anything about marriage. He sees marriage as a kind of pleasure. Pleasure. Yes. That is what they see marriage as. At a time in his life, he will abandon that girl and get married to that person his heart desires. Because I believe that for the fact that he got married to that girl is as a result of the influence of his parents, not even as a result of his own consent. Yes, they just got that girl and pleaded with him, my child, please, you're the only child, the only son. If anything happens to you, will become childless. Please start raising children, start giving birth to children so that our family lineage will not be cut off. That is arrant nonsense. They are not the owner of that guy's life. So it causes a lot of problem in marriage. And that guy may back off from that very marriage and decide not to marry again. Because now he has found his soulmate. And that girl now becomes old, second hand or kereka. No man would like to marry her again. Because maybe she has given birth to up to 3 to 4 children. This is a problem we are having in some issue that has to do with divorce this time around. The girl also the same thing. So a lot of things are there, that causes a divorce. Some of them are disagreements in marriage. Disagreements. The man, claims you must do it this way. The woman say, I will never do it this way. It brings a lot of conflicts in marriage, disagreement in marriage. Not having a kind of concrete agreement on a particular thing causes a lot of issues, a lot of problem in a marriage. It raises a lot of dust in a marriage. So that is why marriage is for mature mind. Marriage is not like friendship. When you date him, date her after some kind of pleasure, some kind of this and that, you leave her, she leaves you and get another person. That is not marriage. Marriage is a kind of it's an institution. So when you are not up to that age, marital age has nothing to do with how rich you are. It's not all about money. It's not all about money. It's all about if you have set yourself and you are now mentally mature, spiritually mature, emotionally mature. That is when you enter into marriage. So my advice to younger ones is do not let anybody to pressurize you into entering this institution called marriage when you are not ready for that. You must check yourself. You must decide that you are not ready for marriage. Okay? Now you can then embark on it. Also, the same thing is applicable to a girl. Don't allow a young man to woo you over because of money. Please sit down and think about your life first, so that you not regret it tomorrow and you not come out and tell us that you are now a divorcee. That name doesn't sound good at all in this life. So that is where I will stop for today. There are a lot of things to discuss about divorce, and I believe that with these little ones who we've talked about, at least we have learned some things, especially those of you that are married. Maybe you are married for more than a decade, and those of you that are still preparing to enter into this institution. Marriage is good, but it requires a kind of 100% commitment. It requires maturity, mental maturity. You must be mentally sound, spiritually mature, mentally mature, emotionally mature. Then another one is you must have the financial capacity to make sure, because marriage without money sounds somehow. Money is also good in marriage. So that is one thing about marriage. And when you want to marry, please marry someone that shares the same interest with you. Yes, that has the same vision with you, that has the same dream. You people, share the same dream, the same vision, the same aspiration. Do not marry somebody, maybe you are traveling to the east and this person is traveling to the west. It causes a lot of problem in a marriage. Please, and before you accept proposal of any man, our problem now is girls of nowadays, they think that marriage is all about give and take. I give you what I have, you give me what you have. That is not marriage. You need to sit down, you think, do I have what this young man needs? Does this man have what I need? You think about those things before you then, can this man, do I know this man? Do I know him very, very well? These are the things you ask yourself. And is this man, going towards the area I'm going at? You need to think about this, because if your dream is higher and that man's dream is lower, if you people, both of you cannot stay in that marriage. yeah, that marriage is bound to break in the nearest future. But when that man is, shooting higher, you also shooting higher to make sure you both of you achieve your dream in this life. And do not let a man, stand on your way of achieving your dream. That is why you must need someone who will be there to support your dream, help you, and you also support that man's dream. That is why you add value to him and he add value to you. So thank you so much for today. I appreciate you for giving me your time and giving me your audience. Thank you and thank you so much.
I can't stop writing. Wow. 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 That is all I can say. Wow.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
This weekend is your wedding. And look at you
Yes.
talking about divorce in marriage 1 week to your wedding. And we are
Yeah.
privileged to get all these insights from you. Please, I
Yeah.
know after your marriage you have honeymoon. I want to create your and please, I'm begging. Let me come down. Let me come. I beg. I want beg you. Can we have part two of this? Because I know you still have a lot to say, but time is not on our side. I was
All right.
today, I will not let you go. I will not say, okay, let me let you go, then for me to close. No, we are closing together because
All right.
you have said a lot. I couldn't stop writing. I wanted to stop writing. I can't stop. I stopped, then I started writing. In everything I have written, I will read the last two that we will take away from today's topic. I am taking away from today's topic. I'm only the host. I don't know anything, but you have added to what I don't know. Now I don't know more. Let me. Oh yes, I want you to read comment from your viewers. Um,
Yeah, broken home is the cause of so many, yes, numerous societal ill and problems. Consciousness of this fact could make every marriage to have deeper reflection on family issues and make divorce the last option. Yes, Mr. Sunday Post. The professor, I guess, is the professor. Uh,
mhm,
I sat with last week. Yeah,
yes.
Professor. Yeah, yeah, Professor. You're right. Yeah, and marriage is the highest test of tolerance. Tolerance is no known greater test over a longer time than in marriage, except for presence of threat to life. Couples should tolerate one another. Yeah,
Hmm.
Professor Post. Yeah, tolerance. There are a lot of things to discuss, to talk about in marriage. Number two, couples of nowadays tend to have their brain pre-wired for divorce at the slightest agony, unlike the past generation of our forefathers who cannot attempt to even think of divorce or mention it. Yeah, you're right. My professor, you're right. You're right. Yeah, thanks for the responses. I wish to add 2 points. Globalization. Okay, globalization has its merit, but it hasn't helped much in the area of marriage. People tend to emulate Western culture with its negative effect, and that is where also we are going to stand on next week to talk about marriage and the causes of marriage breakup in our society. Marriage is sweet, but it's not easy. It takes the grace of God. Thank you, Professor Percy, for all these. And it is true, early marriage can also contribute to divorce. Yeah, Gina Raphael. Yeah, yeah, it's true. Early marriage. And that is why you need to You need to advise your child, especially a girl. I don't know, some girls think that marriage is all about sex, 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 giving birth to children, giving birth to children. Marriage is deeper than that. No, marriage is beyond that. Marriage is not all about sex, 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 sex. So maybe by next week, before you get married, you need to sit down and think about your life first. Think of whether you are ready for that too. You think whether you are ready for the marriage. It's all about deep thoughts. Yeah, it's not all about my parents are pressurizing me. I'm the first son. I don't want my siblings to get married before me. No, that is not all about marriage. There's no kind of race in destiny. Okay, so see, you need to think, sit down, ponder over it over and over and again, over and over and again. Some girls, always see it as a kind. I don't know. Find it easily to to accept marriage proposal. Yeah, yeah. But a wise girl, when even if they are or they have been in a relationship for the past 3, 4, 5 years, and the man proposes, he will wait and think first. He will think. She will think. She will think and think. So give me some time. Let me think. I know I've dated you for 5 years. I want to think. Allow that girl to think. She knows what she's doing. She knows. Yeah. Because marriage is not it's not an easy thing. So you need to sit down, calculate yourself, calculate whether you are ready for that. Marriage is sweet, but it is not easy. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Percy. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Please, I don't want you to speak again because you will be speaking too much. Let's reserve the rest for next 2 weeks because I am speechless. I have to tell you this. I am speechless. I want to close
Welcome.
with your own words. My beautiful viewers, I love you all. I thank you for watching today's program. I thank you for all your contribution. This young man sitting with me today just changed my perception about divorce. I'll keep it that way. And I'm closing with his own words. Reverend Eburuaja, you said marriage is an institution. When you have not reached the institutional age, please do not go into it. I will leave us
Yeah.
with this. Thank you so much. Next time, when we continue this topic, I will quote
Welcome.
more of what I heard from you. Till I see you, and please help me to
Thank
wish
you.
him happy married life because he'll be having his wedding, his church wedding on the 27th of this month. Please, the least you can do for me is to say happy married life. Whether you know him as the teacher, your Igbo teacher, or you know him as a native doctor, or you know him as a reverend pastor, or you know him as a radio presenter. However, you know him, just say congratulations in advance to you. And I wish you all the best. You are the
Thank you, ma.
best that anyone will ever ask for. I thank God I have the best. Thank you so
Thank you.
much for making
You're
me
welcome.
proud. Though when I don't know anything, today you added to what I don't know. I still don't know anything, but I learned from you today. God bless you. And I
Thank
know that a lot of our viewers, if not every of the viewers who will be watching today's program, we said that they added to what they don't know. Thank you so much. And love
thank
to
you.
my daughter-in-law. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay,
Yeah.
bye. Wow. My beautiful one, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for making this program what it has always been. Without you, there will be no Lean on Me with Christiana Passion. Without you, there will be no Lean on Me with Passions TV. Without you, there will be no me. Thank you for always being there. Thank you for all your contributions. Please keep sending, even after this program is over, keep sending him love. His wedding is on the 27th of this month. I want him to receive a lot of love from us. I want him to know that we love him as our teacher, as our guest, as our presenter, as our native doctor, as our pastor, as our reverend, as whatever you know him for. He is a good son. Thank you so much, Reverend Eburuaja, once more. And thank you to all of you. Remember, you are unstoppable, and your voices will always be heard. Please, if you have any topic that you want us to talk about, just like divorce, the one we treated today, bring it on. We are here to talk about hard topics. Remember, I love you all yesterday. I love you all today. And I will always love